Hello, yes, good morning. Today is 14th of March 2019, and I'm going to take you through today's market overview. So we'll first start by looking at whatever we looked at yesterday to see how the trades that we predicted have gone. And we'll start with the main pairs. You should be able to see my screen now, my MT4 that is. So we'll start off with the first one, Euro USD here. So I mentioned that you're supposed to sell from this point, but somehow the price is heading to the upper side. So I want to give you the reason why this could be happening, why the price is actually heading upwards instead of going down. Look at this chart from the monthly point of view, which is here. So there's a level we had at this point, a resistance, then there's a false break up, a resistance before the price went above it. Then price tried coming back to the same point. Price came back to the same place, and therefore this was a very good place to buy from 1.1219. This was actually a very good place to sell from a good place to buy from rather than a good place to sell from. So you have the weekly showing you a sell. The weekly here is giving us a very good place to sell from, but from the monthly chart, as you've seen, it's actually giving us a good place to buy from. Where is it? Yeah. So you have the monthly gives a very good buy, but then the weekly is giving you a sell. The best you ought to have done is wait for a buy from this point, expecting price to move up to this trend line here, the one I drew some few days ago. We want price currently from whatever is happening to go up to this line, up to 1.1619, and then if it can successfully close above 1.1618, then that will mean you are continuing up to this trend line. So on this chart so far, the best we are seeing is a case where price should be continuing up to this level before it breaks even higher up to the next level, which should be this one or the trend line we are having drawn. I'll not look at this chart from a lesser time frame. Maybe I'm not going to look at it from a weekly or daily time frame. I'm going to move on to the next chart, and that should be Brent oil. Sorry, it should be GBP USD. On this side, this is what we mentioned. We said that based on what has been happening since December last year, the price is likely heading upwards. And the main reason to say that was because you can see there's this sell candle followed by another sell candle. Then out of nowhere, there's a bullish candle, which means the price is supposed to move up. And that bullish one was followed by now an engulfing bullish candle, then another bullish pin bar candle. So all these three, 1, 2, 3, all of them indicate that the price is heading upwards. So while price was down here, this was the correct place to look for a trade from, because there's a resistance here which was broken by this candle. Then there's a fast retracement which failed to close below instead of close above. Then the next one came back to the same place and is now above. So from what I think, this should be a very good place to buy from. Just expect price to retrace from whatever's happened already. This is a buy, but should it come back down again to 1.3030, then this is going to be a very good place to buy from. So basically we are going to, if you didn't buy it, just keep quiet, don't do anything. But if you are waiting to buy it again, then wait for price to close above this level. This is just a very good resistance which we expect price to break above. Let price clearly close above it by the end of this month. Then should price retrace back, then we are going to look for a buy up to the monthly level, up to 1.4246. We'll move to the next chart, and that should be USDJPY. So on this one, we've already seen that there's supposed to be a buy. Even from this indicator the price is moving up. We're going to look at it for maybe 4 hours. We have it loaded. I will delete this first. You can remember a few days ago we had these three moving average: the first one, the second one, and then the third one. This first one, this is the slow moving average, and this 200 moving average, simple moving average. Then you have the next one, which is 152, then the last one, which is 52. So we mentioned that as long as the price remains above the 3, we expect price to be continuing to the upper side. So we drew a line here, then we said that should price continue up, break above it, we want it to retrace back to the same point so that you can pick a buy expecting it to go up to the top. So far, that's exactly what price did. It actually retraced back down, breaking below the first moving average, which is the red one, but could not go below this line. So this was the correct place to buy from, and if you didn't buy it there, you still had a chance to buy the second time. And in the future, should price come back to the same place, then we'll still look for a trade. We'll still buy it from that point, expecting it to go up to 113.67. So this a trade, this a trade, and this another trade in the future. We'll move to the next chart. That should be SP500. SP500 is here. So on this one, I want to start by first explaining what the indicator is doing before I move to the real chart. This is ADX. How it works is this: there's the complete line, and then there's the red line, and then there's the green one. So anytime you have the complete line above 25, it means there's a trend, but it does not indicate which trend is active. Then anytime you have the green one above the red one, it means that trend which is active is actually uptrend. And if you have the red one above the green one, it means that there's a downtrend. So on this chart, from what we just mentioned here, the complete line which ought to be above 25 is actually below 25. And that means that there is no active trend, but the green one is above the red one. So this means that there's somehow price is moving upwards, but just that the trend is not active. So we combine this with what the price is doing, we're likely to see a scenario where the price may break above a resistance, retrace back before we can pick a second buy, expecting it to go up to the top. So this should make some sense that we actually took a buy. So far, we took a buy while the price was there. We took another buy while the price was there. We took another buy while the price was there. Then another buy, and now we expect price to proceed beyond 2814.2. Then retrace back to the same point so that we'll be able to pick a buy from that point, expecting it to go up to the top, up to 2937.1. So you didn't buy it while the price was here or here or here or here, or don't have any trade, then you can still wait and buy it after break above. So far at the moment, you should take the profits you bought previously. You bought it here, you're supposed to take profits now. Even if you bought it here, you're still supposed to take profits. And if you bought it here, you're supposed to take profit. And the last one, if you bought it there, you're supposed to take profit while the price is there. So we'll move to the next chart, and that should be Brent oil. We have it loaded already. From the indicator the first time, this indicator is showing us an uptrend. This is a very good active uptrend, therefore we recommend only look for buy trades. But let me just add levels on it, 25. So as I've mentioned with the SP500, the same principle applies for Brent oil. If the complete line is above 25 and the green one is above the red one, then it means the current active trend is upwards. It doesn't mean that the trend is upward as such, but it means that there's an active trend. So to confirm that the trend is upward, the green one, which is now dotted in this case, has to be above the red one. So from where the price is now, the same is true. We have the complete line above 25 and the green one is above the red one. That means that from this point onwards, as long as this is true, we expect price to be moving even higher. So as it is at the moment, we expect a retracement. We wanted price to come back to this level so that it can move up, retrace before it continues even higher. That has not happened. The price is just slowly moving up. So what we want to happen is this: let price continue up, break beyond 70.68, retrace back to the same place, then we'll be able to pick a buy from that point, expecting it to go up to the next place. So on this chart, we are looking at this level, we also look at this level, we also look at this level. So should price fail to go up, instead it pulls back down, then we are still going to look for a trade. This is what we expect to happen. Assuming instead of continuing up, the price retraces down, then the next best place to buy from is around this support. This is where we are going to wait for a trade from. We want price to pull back down, let it come back up to that support. Then we'll be able to pick a buy from that point. Or if that does not happen, that instead of going down, the price actually continues up, then we're going to look for a buy from this point. A buy, a buy, a buy, all of them you're supposed to take profit at the top. So somebody is texting asking, how comes I'm recommending a buy instead of a sell? The main reason is this: from the monthly chart, which is here, just a second, let me load the monthly chart very quickly. Here from the monthly chart, we have this monthly chart is here. From the monthly chart, there's a very good trend line that we expect price to basically come back up to it. This is the trend line. Since 2008, the price has been using the same trend line as a very good resistance. So you have that as a resistance. This next time price used it, this was 2010 as a resistance. Then 2012, another resistance. Like the price keeps, every year the price attempts to get back to that trend line but does not break above it. So in the future, assuming price gets back to it, something like this, then that's going to be a very good place to sell from. So as it is at the moment, we still expect price to be moving up. Let it continue up, let it continue just up, and then there's a level here, we have a resistance, we also have another very key level here. So these are the key. On the monthly chart, we're actually eyeing this one, 73.79. We're also looking at 83.07. We want price to proceed up, either bounce from that point and head downwards, or should break up, continue up to the next one, and should it go above, then there's this one as the ultimate level. We have the last trend, and this one is the one that should price get to it, then that's going to be a very good place to look for a sell from. We want to sell it from that point, expecting price to bounce to the lower side. So we'll move straight to the last pair, and that should be gold, the last symbol. Gold is here. Currently gold is pulling back up. You see there's this attempt to come down, but then it's now pulling back to that. This is still a sell. We are still looking for a sell on this one. As long as the price is below this level, this is still a very good place to sell from. as long as the price does not clearly close above 1350.93, this is still a sell. So that sell should only go up to this trend line, and the main reason is that from this was since 2008, this was a very good support. Price went up, came back to the same trend line, that was 2015, used it as a support, then went up, came back to the same place, 2018, used the same place as a very good support. So even this year, should price come back to it, then this is a very good place to buy from. I've mentioned that it's supposed to come back twice, but this does not mean that it will come back twice. It may come back maybe once, twice, or thrice. This is just a prediction that it may come back to this level 2 times. So wait for a buy. If price gets to this trend line, you're supposed to buy, but should it come back up to this resistance, then we look for a sell. You want to sell it from that point, expecting it to go back up to this level. Then you buy it, take profit. You're supposed to buy it again, then you're supposed to take profit. And should you buy it above this one, this level, at this point, then you should expect price to go up to the top, up to 1553.45. So far we are not into any trade where we didn't sell it because there's no clear signal, but should price get back to this level, we are going to sell it, expecting it to go up to this point. We are going to sell it again, expecting to go up to that point, and the day that price closes above this resistance, then we'll wait and pick a buy from that point up to the top. So that should bring us to the end of today's overview. We've looked at just all the symbols we wanted to look at. We have GBP USD, where we've seen that the best position in this case should be a buy, especially if price can close above 1.3274. Then USD JPY, we are looking for a buy as long as the price is above 110.78. SP 500, you should take profits now from whatever we said some few days ago. Take your profits, wait for price to close above, then a retracement before you can pick a buy towards 2937.1. Brent oil, we are flat. We want price to either retrace or break above. So at the moment we are still flat, but there's a level here which I'm just seeing now. There's this level here where if price can break above it, then that should be a very good place to buy from. Gold, we recommend you remain flat, but from the weekly you're supposed to actually be looking for a sell from around 13.38. So thank you very much. See you again tomorrow at the same time.